Facebook says Russian influence campaign targeted left-wing voters in US, UK.
Here's a summary of the article.
London, a Russian influence operation posed as an independent news outlet to target left-wing voters in the United States and Britain, including by recruiting freelance journalists to write about domestic politics, Facebook said on Tuesday. Facebook Inc. said the operation, which partly focused on U.S. politics and racial tensions in the run-up to the November 3 presidential election, centered around a pseudo-media organization called Peace Data. The website operated 13 Facebook accounts and 2 pages, which were set up in May and suspended on Monday for using fake identities and other forms of coordinated inauthentic behavior, the company said. Facebook said its investigation found links to individuals associated with past activity by the Russian Internet Research Agency, a St. Petersburg-based company which U.S. intelligence officials say was central to Russian efforts to sway the 2016 presidential election. Peace Data did not respond to an emailed request for comment, and Russian officials were not immediately available after normal working hours in Moscow. Investigators at social media analytics firm Graphika studied the operation and said Peace Data predominantly targeted progressive and left-wing groups in the United States and Britain, but also posted about events in other countries including Algeria and Egypt. A spokesman for the Trump campaign said the president would win re-election fair and square, and we don't need or want any foreign interference. The Biden campaign did not immediately respond to requests for comment.
This post received a score of 5,400, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Putin uses divide and conquer, it's super effective.
I don't understand how something so simple and obvious is controversial. For the billionth time, Putin is not our friend. He is a threat to the West. One can argue that he's a threat to humanity. Don't pretend for even a second that your domestic political opposition is a bigger threat. Not our friend. Not our friend. I wonder when folks will start to understand this.
In the past, politicians used Russian fear-mongering to attack domestic political opposition. So you don't know when the threat is real. Also, domestic political opposition is more dangerous than foreign powers 9 times out of 10.
While true, what's happened here is foreign powers are now domestic political opposition.
Well, I'm safe from propaganda. I only use Reddit.
I know you're not being serious, but Redditors are also weirdly convinced that Russian propagandists only target Republicans, the right, and the evidence absolutely shows that isn't true. Believing that the trolls only target the other side is actually leaving you open to being targeted more.
I'm a Bernie supporter and voted for him in the primaries and was in a few Dem-Soc groups on Facebook, but after Bernie lost the messaging got really weird in the last few months. I don't think Biden is perfect, but these groups seem to think that if Biden wins it would somehow be worse under him. I just don't understand the logic of wanting to push the progressive agenda and telling people not to vote for either. None of the shit we want will even be talked about with Trump, but at least with Biden we have a seat at the table. They did not like that.
Greater than after Bernie lost the messaging got really weird in the last few months. Ever been to our presidential race memes? It was just what it sounds like until everyone dropped out, leaving Biden. Then everyone left, because the race was over for the time being. Now the whole sub is anti-Biden, anti-voting, pro-third party, and obviously disingenuous, manufactured. I'm sure it's mostly bad actors going back and forth with each other in there, but you know there are some actual stragglers in there that are actually being swayed by that discourse.
Many on the left do not really believe that they too are targets of Russian propaganda. But I have no doubt they are pushing the violence to help Trump.
Everyone is a target of Russian propaganda. They are infiltrating groups on all sides and aiming to make everyone think that everyone else is more extreme in their views than they really are, so that we view them as other and as enemies who can't be reasoned with. Weaken America by making Americans fight amongst themselves. Now, more than ever, we need to find some way to establish common ground with those who disagree with us. This is a skill that we are forsaking, and doing so comes at a great cost.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.